Have you ever wondered what your future self thinks of you right now? Not the version of you you show the world, the one behind the mask, the one who lies awake at night thinking about everything you could have done, everything you still might do if only you could start. That version of you in the future has seen it all. The hesitation, the quiet moments of doubt, the promises whispered in the dark that you never kept. They've watched you try and they've watched you stop. But here's the thing. They haven't given up on you. They're waiting, watching, hoping you'll finally make the move that changes everything. Because they know what's possible. They've seen the strength you hide under fear, the brilliance buried beneath hesitation. They've felt the power of what your life could become if you stopped waiting for the right moment and decided this one was enough. Imagine them standing there, a few steps ahead, looking back at you with eyes full of quiet belief, not pity, not anger, just belief. They know the battles you fight, the noise in your head that says you're not ready, that you're too late, that others have already done what you dream of. But they also know the truth. None of that matters. What matters is what you do next. You've been through enough to know how it feels to want change so badly it aches, to stare at the same walls, the same routines, and wonder when something will finally shift. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, but somehow tomorrow always becomes another version of today. And every time you delay, that future version of you fades a little more into the distance. They're still there, still watching, but the connection weakens with every excuse, every surrender to comfort. You know that voice inside that whispers, I can do more? That's not just motivation. That's your future self calling out from the life you could be living. Every time you ignore it, they step further away. But every time you listen, every time you act, even when it's small, you take one step closer. You bridge the gap between who you are and who you could be. This isn't about perfection. It's about motion. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to stop standing still because the world doesn't wait. Time doesn't pause so you can gather courage. It moves endlessly, whether you move with it or not. And one day you'll look back and realize that the moment you're in right now, the one you keep overlooking, was the moment everything could have changed. You might think your future self is someone far away, someone you'll meet years from now, but they're closer than you think. They live in the choices you make today. Every decision, every action, every word shapes them. You're building them right now, brick by brick, whether you realize it or not. And the question is, what kind of life are you building for them? One of regret or one of pride? Maybe you've fallen before. Maybe you've tried to rise and got pulled back down. That doesn't matter anymore. Failure isn't the end. It's a signal. It means you still care. It means there's still something inside you that refuses to die quietly. That spark is proof that your story isn't over. It's proof that you can still fight for the person you're meant to become. So take a breath. Feel the weight of this moment. Somewhere in time, your future self is watching you. They're not disappointed. They're not angry. They're waiting for you to take the first step to show them that you're still in this, to prove that all the pain, all the struggle, all the waiting wasn't for nothing. Because one day you'll be that future self. You'll look back on this exact moment and you'll remember the version of you who decided to rise, the one who stopped waiting for the right time and created it. And when you do, you'll smile, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. Your future self is watching. Make sure they're proud of what they see. Every moment you wait, your future slips further away. The world doesn't pause for hesitation. It rewards motion, even messy motion. Every second you spend doubting yourself, someone else is using that same time to build what you're dreaming of. You've already lost too much time to fear. Too many chances passed by because you told yourself it wasn't the right moment. But deep down, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. The longer you wait, the heavier it becomes. That voice in your head grows quieter, the spark dulls, and comfort turns into a cage. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready, but readiness doesn't come before action. It's born from it. The truth is, every excuse is a delay disguised as logic. You already know what you need to do. You've always known. You're just waiting for the fear to disappear. But fear never leaves. It only learns to move aside when you do. You think you're protecting yourself from failure, but you're only protecting yourself from growth. Because every step you avoid is one more piece of your potential left unexplored. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of discovering how powerful you actually are. That power scares you because it demands responsibility. It demands you stop pretending you're helpless. And that's uncomfortable because it means you can no longer blame time, luck, or circumstance. It means the outcome is in your hands. And maybe that's exactly what you need to hear right now. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you harder than you push yourself. The world doesn't hand out purpose. You build it one decision at a time. You can wait for life to give you permission, or you can start taking what's already yours. You can choose to stay the same, repeating the same cycles, or you can break them and become the person your future self is counting on. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to move while afraid. You don't need to be the best. You just need to show up, because showing up is what separates dreamers from doers. It's what builds the life you say you want. That first action, however small, cracks open the door. And once it's open, momentum takes over. The moment you start, the fear loses its grip. The hesitation fades. You begin to see that progress isn't about leaps. It's about refusing to stop walking. Time is slipping through your fingers faster than you realize. Every minute you waste waiting for certainty is a minute you'll wish you had back. One day you'll look around and realize the world moved on without you. The opportunities you ignored will belong to someone who simply started. The only difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do right now, not tomorrow, not later. Now, look at your life. Look at what it's trying to tell you. The patterns, the frustrations, the cycles, they're signals. They're pointing you toward the change you've been avoiding. You already have what it takes to become the person you're meant to be. It's buried under hesitation, under fear, under the stories you tell yourself about why you can't. But that strength, it's there, waiting for you to wake it up. Your future self isn't a stranger. They're the version of you who refused to give up, the one who made the hard choices, who took the hits and kept moving, the one who decided that comfort wasn't worth the cost of potential. They're waiting for you to catch up, to take the first step toward them. Because every action you take today echoes forward. Every choice either builds them or breaks them. And one day you'll look back and realize this was the moment that defined everything. The question is no longer whether you can do it. It's whether you will. Whether you'll rise while it's still hard. Whether you'll act before you feel ready. Whether you'll become the person your future self already knows you can be. They're watching, hoping, believing. And right now, you have the power to give them something worth watching, something worth remembering. So take the step. Don't think, don't wait, move, because the future is already unfolding and it's waiting for you to show up. This is the moment that decides everything, the turning point between who you were and who you could become. You've been standing on the edge for too long, staring at the life you want, but never stepping toward it. You've convinced yourself that staying safe is the same as staying alive. But deep down, you know that's a lie. Safety isn't peace. It's slow decay. The longer you wait, the smaller your world becomes. Every dream you bury, every risk you avoid takes another piece of your spirit with it. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet ache in your chest when you think about what you could be doing instead of what you're settling for. That's your soul reminding you you're not meant to live like this. You were built for more than survival. You were built to create, to fight, to rise. Somewhere inside you is the version of yourself that refuses to be ordinary, the one who wants to live a life that means something. You've seen glimpses of them before, in your best moments, in the times you refused to quit, in the flashes of courage you almost acted on. That person is still there, waiting for you to wake them up, waiting for you to stop talking about change and start becoming it. The truth is, you've been giving your fear too much power. You've let it dictate your choices, shape your limits, control your future, but fear only wins when you listen. It thrives on your hesitation. The second you move, it weakens. The second you act, it loses control. Every step forward is an act of rebellion against the version of you that's afraid. Every time you push through discomfort, you take back your life. You can't destroy fear, but you can drown it in action. And that's where your freedom begins. The clock is ticking, not in a distant, abstract way, but right now, in this breath, this heartbeat. Time is passing, whether you move or not. Every day you hesitate, a piece of your potential slips away. The future you dream of doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. It's built in the chaos, in the uncertainty, in the moments when everything feels impossible. The people who make it, the ones who build something real, aren't fearless. They're relentless. They keep moving when it hurts. They show up when no one's watching. They don't wait for a sign. They become the sign. You already have everything you need. The strength, the grit, the fire, it's all there. You've just buried it under doubt and distraction. But you can bring it back. You can decide right now that this is the line in the sand. The moment you stop letting your past define your pace, the moment you stop playing small to make others comfortable, the moment you stop waiting for someone else to tell you it's your turn, because it is. It's always been your turn. You just have to take it. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you're rewriting your story. You're showing your future self that you were willing to fight for them. You're proving that the pain was never pointless. It was preparation. The struggle you faced wasn't there to break you. It was shaping you into someone strong enough to handle what's coming. You don't rise despite the pain. You rise because of it. Every scar, every failure, every fall was building the foundation for this moment. So stop running from who you're meant to be. Stop hiding behind fear, behind excuses, behind the illusion of someday. Someday doesn't exist. There's only now. And the person you're capable of becoming is watching, waiting for you to take that step. They're not asking for perfection. They're asking for movement. They're asking you to stop letting the noise in your head silence the fire in your chest. Because one day, sooner than you think, you'll look back at this moment and you'll either feel pride or regret. Pride that you finally decided to rise, or regret that you let another chance pass by. You already know which one you want, so don't wait for the right words, the right timing, the right feeling. Just move, because your future self is still watching, and they're waiting to see you become everything they always hoped you'd be. You've come too far to stop now. Everything in your life has led to this moment. The pain, the losses, the waiting, the lessons that nearly broke you. They weren't punishments. They were preparation. The universe has been sharpening you quietly, piece by piece, stripping away the doubt, the fear, the hesitation that's kept you small. You may not see it yet, but you've been building strength in the silence. Every time you survived what was meant to destroy you, you were becoming the kind of person who could carry the weight of your own greatness. That power isn't somewhere out there. It's in you right now, waiting to be unleashed. The truth is, you don't need another sign. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect plan or the perfect timing. You just need the courage to start before you feel ready. Because life doesn't reward the ones who wait. It rewards the ones who move. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. The longer you wait to cross it, the harder it becomes to believe you ever could. But once you take that first step, everything changes. The resistance starts to fade, the chaos starts to make sense, and what once felt impossible starts to look inevitable. But here's what most people never understand. You don't get limitless chances. You get moments, precious, fleeting moments when everything inside you screams that it's time. This is one of them. You can feel it, can't you? That pull in your chest, that restlessness, that ache for something more. That's not anxiety. That's potential begging to be used. That's your future self trying to wake you up before it's too late. You can ignore it and fall back into the comfort that's been slowly killing you. Or you can listen and rise. Every choice you make right now echoes forward. Every hesitation shapes the story you'll tell years from now. You're either building a legacy or digging a grave for your own potential. And when you realize that, when you truly understand how fragile time is, you stop playing small. You stop wasting days on distractions and start living with purpose. because you finally see that your future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you build, one decision at a time. The pain you've been avoiding is the same pain that will set you free. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pressure, from friction, from facing what scares you most. Every fear you run from becomes your prison. Every fear you face becomes your power. You can keep pretending that someday you'll be ready, but deep down you know, someday is just another word for never. You're either moving forward or you're not. There is no in between. This is the part where you decide, not with words, not with dreams, but with action. You've been given everything you need, the scars, the lessons, the hunger, the vision. All that's left is the choice. Will you rise or will you repeat? Because repetition is safe, but it's not living. You weren't born to exist quietly. You were born to leave a mark, to create something that outlives you, to become the person your future self already knows you can be. And when you do, when you finally choose movement over fear, creation over comfort, purpose over procrastination, you'll feel something shift. The noise will fade. The doubt will quiet. You'll realize the only thing that ever stood in your way was hesitation. And once you break through it, you'll never go back, because the taste of progress, even small progress, is addictive. Once you see what you're capable of, you'll never settle for less again. So don't stop here. Don't wait for another sunrise to decide you're ready to live differently. This is the moment that counts. This is the one your future self will remember. The moment you stopped running from your own potential and decided to meet it head on. You've been waiting to become the person you were meant to be. But maybe that person has been waiting for you all along, waiting for you to act, waiting for you to believe, waiting for you to finally become everything you were always meant to be. There comes a moment when the excuses no longer work, when the weight of your own potential becomes heavier than your fear, when staying the same starts to hurt more than change ever could. You've been standing in your own way for too long, convincing yourself that you're not ready, that you need more time, more clarity, more confidence. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not waiting for the right moment. You're avoiding the one that's already here. You keep imagining a future where everything aligns perfectly, where the path is clear and the fear disappears. But that future doesn't exist. Life will never open its doors for you. You have to break them open. Every dream demands a price, and that price is discomfort. You can't tiptoe your way into greatness. You can't wait your way into change. You either move or you don't. And if you don't, the world moves without you. The clock doesn't stop because you're uncertain. The opportunities don't pause because you're scared. They fade quietly while you tell yourself you'll try again tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't care about your promises. It only listens to your actions. And if you keep choosing hesitation, it will keep giving you the same empty days on repeat. The truth is harsh, but it's freeing. No one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the life you want. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it when it's hard, when it's lonely, when no one believes you can. That's where transformation happens, in the moments when you choose to keep going despite every reason to stop. Every person you admire started exactly where you are, unsure, unprepared, afraid. The difference is they moved anyway. They turned doubt into fuel. They made failure their teacher. They didn't wait for courage to arrive. They created it through action. You are no different. The same fire that burned in them burns in you. It's been there all along, buried beneath fear, waiting for you to feed it with movement. Every step you take, no matter how small, adds oxygen to that fire. Every decision to keep pushing makes it grow, until one day you look back and realize the person you were is gone, replaced by someone unstoppable. But that future doesn't belong to the one who hesitates. It belongs to the one who acts. It belongs to the one who's willing to risk embarrassment, rejection, and failure for the chance to live without regret, because regret will come. It always does. The years will pass, and you'll either remember this moment as the one where you began, or the one where you let another dream die quietly. You already know which memory will hurt more. So stop running from the fire. Walk into it. Let it shape you, test you, refine you. Every challenge you face is proof that you're still in the fight. Every setback is evidence that you're still trying. You're not behind, you're building. You're not broken, you're becoming. The world doesn't need another person hiding behind fear. It needs you fully alive, fully awake, fully committed to becoming who you were meant to be. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to take the next step. The universe doesn't reward perfection. It rewards persistence. The act of moving forward, even when you're unsure, sends a message that you're ready for more. And life responds to readiness. It always does. The second you move, doors start to open, people appear, opportunities align, but none of it happens until you do. This is the moment that will define you. Not because it's easy, but because it's real. This is where you decide that fear will no longer write your story, that hesitation will no longer own your time, that the person your future self becomes will be proud, not of what you dreamed, but of what you dared to do. They're still watching, still waiting, still believing in you, and they're whispering one truth that should shake you to your core. Your future is not written. It's waiting for you to pick up the pen. One day you will wake up and realize there's no more time to wait, that the moment you thought you had forever to prepare for has already passed. The truth will hit you, not like a storm, but like silence. The kind of silence that reminds you that opportunities don't vanish all at once. They fade quietly while you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. And that's when you'll understand that life doesn't take from you. It simply gives your chances to someone else, someone who was willing to act when you weren't. You can feel it right now, can't you? That pull in your chest, that tension between who you are and who you're supposed to be. That's not anxiety. That's potential trying to break free. It's the version of you that's tired of waiting for permission. The one that's sick of shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You've dimmed your own light for so long that you've started to believe you were never meant to shine, but you were. You always were. And deep down, you know it. Every excuse you've ever told yourself has kept you chained to a life smaller than your potential. You said you were waiting for the right time, but there is no right time. You said you weren't ready, but readiness is built through doing.